Here we have a 2022 on a 72 registration, Neoplan P20 Tourliner II, 55-seat PSVR compliant executive coach. So we are in North Yorkshire at Atkinson's of Ingleby-Arncliffe, which is near Northallerton, just off the A19. Anyway, very small, well-respected family operator. And we are currently offering this 13-metre triaxle Tourliner for sale. As you will all know, my favourite version of the Tourliner for many reasons. Alloy wheels are fitted, very, very straight on the bodywork. We've got a power-operated centre continental door. Not a mark on her, to be honest. They're an old traditional family operator, Atkinson, so they look after the gear properly. Reverse cameras fitted, under the bonnet, Euro 6 MAN engine. That is driven through a ZF Ecolife fully automatic gear box, which for me, whoever managed to pair those two together at MAN is inspirational. They're a genius, because that brought so many more customers to the table for this product. Anyway, near size just as good. We've got a side mounted wheelchair lift over the drive axle. Again, ingenious, because it doesn't take any of that up, so you don't lose usable space for something that you hardly ever use. Brilliant place for it, which means you've still got, behind these parallel opening lockers, phenomenal luggage space. Okay, you ain't struggling there. And well, I'll go through the reasons this is my favourite model in a bit. Inverters also fitted, which is staying with the vehicle. LED destination displays to front, side and rear. Now that I don't like. Right, that should be in that stretch panel or somewhere rather than there, because that just looks like it's an afterthought. Somebody's gone, oh, we forgot to put this on, and they've stuck it in the window so a passenger can't see out. It's the only negative. Let's jump on board and have a look. We've got 55 keel reclining seats fitted in this very conservative trim. Leather piping and headrest inserts are fitted, but we all know these days less is more. People want muted corporate colours. They don't want black, bright colours like red and lime green. This works. 3-point seat belts are fitted. There is also sideways movement to the seats. As I said, seats are in good condition because vehicles are looked after here. There's no sort of messing about. There are USB sockets at every seat. They're only in the walls for the wheelchair space seats. They're sort of down there, if you can see them, for the standard seats. Trace to the seat backs. Now you've got quite a number of seats on quick release tracking here. That's because this one has space for 2 wheelchairs, not just one. Wood effect laminate to the floor, carpet to the aisle. We're fully air conditioned. Centre sunken toilet unit fitted, along with the old Frenzel hot drinks facility, Germanic hot drinks facility. Because if you buy something that's, particularly if it's operated in Germany or Austria and it's built there, you'll get one of these. You also get them on Scania Tourians because they're kitted out in Northern Europe. That's another story. So why do we like, wired for DVD with 2 fixed monitors, why do we like this particular model so much? I'll tell you. The ZF Ecolife option, which came out, I think about 2017, when the first Tourliner 2s were introduced, was, I don't think it was a foresight by anybody. I think they just brought it as an option but didn't realise the success it was had, because a lot of people were very sceptical about the Tipmatic gearbox. Very sluggish, not very responsive. The Ecolife makes these a different beast. The other thing is, they're so passenger friendly. They look comfortable. They've loads of space. You know, they're very spacious and airy. Right? Not only that, they're very quiet. I think tri-axle gives such a smoother, better ride than a two-axle vehicle. From a driver's perspective, they're effortless. They're a proper driver's vehicle. But you've got to remember weight. You've got 55 passengers on here, 55 items of luggage, and you've got a wheelchair lift over the axle. Now, if you're on 13 metres with two axles, I would say with all that on board, you probably touch and go on the weight. When you're on a tri-axle, you know you're covered, because you've got that extra 5 or 6 tonne. From a driver's perspective, so much easier to manoeuvre, because the rear steer just makes it get into places that you certainly won't get into with a 13 metre two-axle, and some places you struggle with a 12 metre two-axle. They're the probably most responsive, manoeuvrable size of vehicle on the road, and that's why I think, especially with the 55 seat capacity, the 13 metre tri-axle Neoplan Tourliner, for me, pound for pound, best touring coach on the market at the moment. Getting back to the cockpit, we've got a multimedia system with Bluetooth connectivity. As I said, it's a driver's dream, this vehicle. Everything's so well laid out. Multifunction steering wheel. Mileage on this one, it's only just done over 210,000 kilometres. They don't work hard up here. Lane departure warning, automated emergency braking system, adaptive cruise control. You've got a fridge in the dashboard, courier seat, finishes the job. Honestly, every penny on this motor is a penny well spent. So to recap, she is 2022 on a 72 registration, Neoplan P20 Tourliner II 55 seat PSVAR compliant executive coach.